Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my crafty den. I don't know if I've shown this on my channel yet or not, but this is my this is actually a traveler's notebook by Cheshire Dreams in Peterborough, Ontario. And so if you're a Canadian crafter and you're thinking about getting a Canadian-made traveler's notebook, you should check her site out because she's on Etsy and her channel is, her name is Cheshire Dreams. And I got this amazing, absolutely amazing traveler's notebook. Well, I had it on my holidays last year, so I've had it for almost 2 years, and I don't take it out of the house often, but this is actually my travel journal, and I haven't had it out, I don't think, for a while. I do some listing. I like making lists, so I do lists, and I just like making lists. So I've got a list insert in here, and I have this insert. It has this vinyl pocket here, and it is a craft pocket. It's just a craft pocket inserts, and I keep some ideas in here for just things that I think of doing. Oh, I forgot this was even in here. These little clips, and now I can't even remember where I got them. They're little double-sided. Oh, I guess they aren't double-sided. I thought they were for some reason. But look at this little moose drinking his cup of cocoa, and the little cocoa with the marshmallows floating, and the cinnamon sticks or whatever this is, chocolate sticks. And I just fell in love with this little clip when I saw it because my nickname from my dad when I was little was Moose. That's a terrible thing to tell people, isn't it? But yeah, it was, it's just so stinking adorable. So I had to get that and put it in my book. I'm taking this insert out, this ideas insert out, and I'm just going to put it over here because I'm putting a new insert in here. And what else is in here? This is just an empty, and this is, yeah, there's a few inserts in here. And this was my holidays. This is just a cover. And then this was my holidays last year. So I might just do a teeny tiny little flip book or flip through and show you what I actually do with my travel journal when we go on holidays. So the hubby and I, we're not into big, you know, fly south vacations and stuff like that. It's just not our thing. We're not beach people. And we've had enough hot weather. It's the end of summer. It's fall. We want to enjoy the fall. And it's not convenient for us to take summer holidays or winter holidays. So spring or fall is the best time for us. So this was last year. Last year we took the last week of September and the first week of October. And we did a road trip to New Brunswick. So I have a Sprocket camera, or Sprocket, you know, printer, and I can print pictures, these small pictures, right from my phone. So this is what, I'll show you, this is what I do. And I journal. We had a flat tire. I journal and about where we've been and where we've stayed and what we've done. I do a few flips. I don't usually use a big journal. It only has just a few pages. We did the, we stayed at the Battery Provincial Park in Cape Breton, and then the next day, which was very beautiful, by the way, and then the next day we did the Cape Breton. It is so, the Cabot Trail, the whole thing. It was absolutely gorgeous, just gorgeous. So I printed out my favorite pictures that I took. Took pictures of the various different places that we stayed. This was I ripped the edge of this page when I put it in here, so I did it on purpose. We took the ferry across to Prince Edward Island and drove around there for a day, and would have liked to, we were getting to the end by then, and would have liked to have spent more time on the island, but took the Confederation Bridge back across, which was a real treat. We did another day of driving after that, and we started to head home. We found a few campsites along the way, and see this picture right here? I don't know if you can tell, but my husband has just taken the hose, the water hose that feeds the water to our camper. He had just removed it, and it had got so cold that night that the water was, the hose was stiff and the water was almost ice. It was a really thick sludge in the hose. And we ended our holidays last year by... oh, this was when we stayed at the Bird Sanctuary. This is the prettiest little town on the St. Lawrence River, L'Îlette, Quebec. Love, love, love it. Think it's an absolutely wonderful place to stay. And we ended up the very last night of or second last night of our vacation, going to the Ottawa Senators opening season game. So it was, they lost, by the way. Washington beat them 5-4. And yeah, so it was tons and tons and tons of fun. So did that. What do I have in the back here? I know I've probably put something in here to save it. Oh, yeah, I did a journal in the back, and every time we stopped and got gas or got some groceries or whatever, I wrote it down so I'd know how much it would cost. And I quite typically do that in my journal. And any particular vacation that we've taken or a camping trip that we've gone on or anything like that, I can probably go through and find you the receipts and the notations that I made. So this is what I'm doing tonight. I am going to cover a new book to put in my journal. Now let me see if I want to use this one. Is this one going to be too big? I wonder. Yeah, I can fit it in there. So, oh yeah, that'll work. Yeah, it doesn't stick out the top or the bottom. It's even, but it doesn't stick out the top or the bottom. So I made this myself. And all this is, oh, I can't use this one. I've already started using it for something else. Hold on one second. I'll grab myself another one. Just grabbed another one. So I've got a box of these. When I was laid up with my knee surgery and I wasn't getting around, you know, I couldn't leave the house. I wasn't allowed to drive yet or anything like that. And so anyway, I sat in bed for a couple of days and just made these things. It was pretty easy, which is really easy to do. And I can show you how to make. I have to make soon some for my, just some notebooks for my, I've just gone blank again. I hate that when that happens. My pocket size traveler's notebook, the one that I carry as my wallet. So I want to make a few notebooks for that. And I made a bunch of standard sized ones because at the time that's all I had was my two standard sized traveler's notebooks, and then I got hooked on the pocket sized ones. Yeah, that's just, it's like a bad addiction. So anyway, I'm going to use this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this. So I'm going to take this from the paper pad that I just hauled, the fall one, and I'm going to make some cuts. And I know I need 8.5 inches I think I'll go just over in case there's any irregularities in the book. And I am going to, and this is a nice cardstock weight paper too. It's really nice. I am going to glue this right on to here. So what I'll do is I'll put this right on the page like this, line it up, and press it down. Oh, excuse me, I think I'm catching a cold. I'm not very happy about it. I coughed all day at work today. Good thing I work in a laundry room all by myself, isn't it? So I'm just going to nip this off. And then once I've got it glued on, I'll just take my scissors and I'll trim around the edge of the book so that I have an exact fit. It's pretty easy. So what I'm going to do, I don't like to glue the paper. I actually like to glue the book cover. And I'm going to use my white school glue. And I'm going to go around the edge because I want a nice, good seal around the edge. So this little bead that I put around the edge will spread out. It'll squeeze out. And make a nice seal. And the nice thing about this little nozzle too is if there's any places that aren't sealed good when I get it done, I can just, I wrote Ontario and Quebec on the front of here. I must have been gonna use this one for my journal last year and then used a different one instead. And this will cover the string in the back as well. Now I could use score tape. You know, if I was doing something like this to cover something and give it away. But this is for me. I just keep these. I put them away. I'll go back through the pictures. And it's like my photo albums, really. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to open the book up to the center so I can get it nice and even. I'll hold it like this first. Which way was which? I'm going to put this one right on this edge. And hold it. And then I'm going to press it down. So does anybody else do a journal when they go on vacation? I wish I had have started doing this years and years ago. It's only been a few years since I've actually been planning. And it was when I was planning that I got into, you know, the classic Happy Planner. And then I got into the Traveler's Notebooks. And it was all started by watching a YouTube video. It's bad, eh? Darned old YouTube videos. So this is, so when you make these, I'll just do a process video on when I'm making them to show you how I get the edges even. Like, so let me fold this around again and get this worked around. Isn't that pretty paper? It's just gorgeous. So I'm going to grab my corner rounder. I wonder what one I used for this. I actually think it was this one. I think I was using this Fiskars when I did this. Yeah, it looks like it might be the right one. So I'm going to trim this and then I'm going to round the corners. Again, just to make sure that they're perfect. Let me do this first. I don't want to trim it with that book down in the way. Maybe I can just do this. Maybe I don't have to use the corner rounder again. If I can cut close enough. Yeah, see, it's easier to use the corner rounder. Yeah, I do. I love this. I took a road trip in 2008, I believe, because I think it was after Katrina. And I have 4 sisters, and it was January of 2008, and I phoned up all 4 of my sisters and said, I want to go to New Orleans, and I want it to be a road trip, and I want it to be us girls. I said, it's been so long since, it was a really cold and gloomy January day, and all I could think of was a vacation. So I phoned the girls up and I said, I mean, not all of us could afford to go. I couldn't even afford to go. But I said, if we went at the end of September, if we went the last 2 weeks of September, and it's the off season down there, they have no festivals, there's nothing happening. Well, there's never nothing happening in New Orleans, but I said, there's nothing, extra happening. There's no music festivals, there's no Mardi Gras, there's no nothing. I said, so let's go. And they had to think about it. Everybody thought about it for a few days. And in the end, we decided that, yeah, we were going to go to New Orleans and we were going to drive. And we had people betting us that all 5 of us, we had a caravan. My sister had a Dodge Caravan, and it would hold all 5 of us. And that's better. I just wanted to fix that corner a little bit. It wasn't quite as round as the other ones. See, paper cutters don't like to cut very much when your paper's a bit wet, and that's what a wet glue will do. So I have this. Anyway, the people bet us that we wouldn't all get in the van, and we took the bets, and we all got in the van, and we ended up with a little extra spending money, which was kind of cool. And yeah, we went to New Orleans for 2 weeks, and oh my gosh, we had so much fun. And that was the first road trip that I'd ever taken, and I loved it. Decided that that was going to be my vacation style, and that's why we bought the camper for our pickup. And it was awesome. We never looked back after that, but I didn't plan at the time. I wasn't into paper crafting. I didn't keep journals, and I've got some pictures. I took thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. Most of them are on a memory stick, but I just wish I had have documented it like this. And it's hard now because if you don't do it at the time, it's hard to write down how you're feeling. And ooh, isn't that pretty? That one right there. I'm looking for something to maybe, I got these 2 pages out and I'm looking for something to put on the front. So maybe the other paper pad. Wonder what I will put on the front. This one hasn't even been opened yet. So let me do that, of course. Yeah, so documenting your holidays and your special occasions and stuff like that. I mean, you could have a journal that you put everything into, or you could have a journal for every single event if you wanted to just make small ones. Last year, I actually put together 2 pages for each day, but as you could see from all the tip pins and things like that that I ended up with, Boys, oh boys, this just doesn't want to cut. And I need a new blade. Let me get another knife. This one's got a nice long blade in it. Isn't that crazy? I just struggle with these paper pads sometimes. It's usually why I end up opening them up and not being on the camera. There, that one worked perfect. So there's, oh gosh, this is the other paper pad, but I'm wondering if I can find something in here that will embellish the front of this. Because I think there were some nice, I think there were some nice cut aparts in this one. Oh, this right here. So I am just going to grab my scissors because I don't want the whole thing, and I don't want the whole thing. So I'm just going to cut inside this line to take it out, and then I will trim it down to what I want. There. It says bare trees, light breeze, colorful leaves, pumpkins, candles, fuzzy socks, early sunsets, warm tea, and big sweaters. And that's fall. Isn't that wonderful? That's really, really nice. So I think what I want is about, let's see, this is the longest one and it's 3 inches. So if I do 3 1/4 inches, I can center it and put it on the front here. And that'll work. That will work. So, yeah, documenting your holidays, it's really, really something that's cool to do. This is the flat edge, so let me do this. 3 1/4. I need to take a little bit more off this first. There. Sometimes you just have to play it by ear. I want a straight edge before I do that side cut. There, I've got a straight edge. And this side, 3 1/4. And then a straight edge at the bottom. Perfect. Just perfect. So, of course I need this. And yeah, so I am thinking that I would love, absolutely love, if people would come over to my Facebook channel for My Crafty Den and share flip-throughs of their journals, maybe get a conversation going, and we could share journals, not the, you know, the personal part or anything, but just the, you know, a few of the highlights and maybe what the front covers look like and things like that if you decorate them. So I was thinking about popping this up, but I'm not going to, and that's because it will probably be the other. You saw how chunky the other one was, and yeah, and it's so easy to plan in a journal, or not to plan, but to journal and make it decorative when you're away, because all I have to take with me, I take one little craft bucket and I throw in a bunch of paper scraps. So I'll do my fall themed paper scraps. I've got a ton because I've been working on fall themed projects. A few little stickers and things like that. And I have an idea that I want to do first before I do that. And so I've got this punch, my scallop punch, and there was some paper in here, this gold leaf. Ooh, why waste a whole sheet? I'm so thrifty, everybody. So then I'm going to take, this is the cover, and I use the cover of my paper pads. I utilize them all the time because they always have some really cool stuff on them. So I'm going to cut this out. I never even thought to measure it and see if it was going to be big enough. If not, I've cut it out for nothing. I'm hoping it will be. And I want to punch a scallop circle. Just like that. And I'm going to take this and I am going to take this and I'm going to put them down together. So what I'm going to do is put this here like this, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on here like this. And then I have the front of this decorated. And that'll be fine. That's all I need. Absolutely all I need. And I will go through the pages. Now, some of the pages I will actually take double-sided tape and I'll glue the pages together to get a double thickness. I think there's only about 15 pages in here, which I think there's 15 pages, and it makes, when you go both sides, it gives it it's a 60-page book. But I don't need that as a holiday journal. So I'll take a couple and I'll glue them together because it's only printer paper. And then I'll glue bits of scrapbook paper down on them, and I'll take my punches with me. So in the evenings when the hubby's watching something on the TV and before we go to bed, I can take my half hour and print out a few pictures, decorate a page, journal my day, and stick a couple pictures in. And the sprocket, oh, the sprocket is just amazing for that. I love it. I'll give you a peek at it here one of these days, because I might decorate the first couple pages in this before I go, and I might so I might do another segment on this. And I'm going to put a pocket, and I'm going to put a little budget, a place to keep budget in the back, like I did with the last one. So that's it. If you like this video and you like me babbling away like this and talking about some of the things that I do, then, you know, give me a thumbs up and comment down below. And by all means, go on over to my Facebook page, My Crafty Den, and, you know, post some of your projects there and share with me. That's what it's there for. So bye-bye for now, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.